deputy chief on West Pierce. Good guy. Known him for quite a while. You're gonna be some option. No. Very simple. Let's go with that. We're not going. Just put in there. Oh, okay.
Mr. Chairman, you are now live.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to the August 26th meeting of Pierce County Fire District 5 Gig Harbor and Fire Medic 1 Board of Commissioners. If you'd please rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
Oh,
The second. Motion in a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yeah.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Any communications? Okay. Approval of the minutes from the August 12th Commissioners meeting.
move.
I'll second. Motion in a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich, Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Accounts payable and payroll approvals.
I'll move that we approve accounts payable checks 2148 through. Is that supposed to be 2149? It says 1149, but 2148 through 1149, 2160 through 2214, 2150 through 2159. As outlined in the agenda, along with ACH payroll transfers for a grand total of $3,025,563.08.
It's gotta be two.
Yeah. Let me just look quickly. Yeah, it's 2148 through 2149.
I'll second that.
You have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Local 3390. I didn't hear from anybody, so I'm assuming there isn't nothing. Chief reports.
All right, Chief Booth's going to start.
Good evening. I wanted to update the commission on two initiatives that we've been working on. First is that we did receive the grant funding from L&I for the Binder lift. If you remember, it's a lifting device that we use to pick people off the floor, ground level falls, non-injury. It looks like this. If you want to see it out of its packaging, I'll happily show you later on in the meeting. Additionally, there's two local vendors that I have recently spoke with and opened to the membership. One is a company called Dexafit. They do fitness and physiological testing. They're owned by a West Pierce firefighter and his wife, here local in the community. And so we just rolled them out to the organization for anyone that's interested in that testing. Several members have already gone down there. And the other is a mental health practitioner over in Tacoma. His name is Justin Moots. I met with him. I got his name from an ER doc in Spokane. He seems like he'd be a great fit if there's folks that are in the need for that and they connect. So I also rolled him out to the organization just this last week. That's it for health and safety.
Chief Langlow.
All right, good evening. Just a quick update. Firefighter paramedic Dana Parolo and firefighter paramedic Mike Metters have been deployed to Montana, to a fire in Montana. Dana is working as a medical unit leader for his incident management team, and then Mike is working underneath Dana as a line paramedic. And the agreement that is through the Washington DNR, that's how they got deployed, and then their ability to practice as paramedics is through a process called emergency reciprocity between the Washington State Department of Health and then Montana's version of their Department of Health. And so that is an agreement that they often use in the all hazards deployment world. And so that's the process we have going right now for Mike and Dana, and they just went out at the end of last week. So we'll expect them to be gone for probably another 10 days.
Chief Oldenburg.
Good evening, Commissioners. I thought I'd give you a quick update on our cybersecurity breach. The consultants have finished their work. We did get a kind of a talk through of that. We're waiting for the formal debriefing, but we feel comfortable with our current cybersecurity and our environment that we're in. We talked to us about the access and in detail, but we have no loss of or access to any sensitive information from the district, so we feel good about that. And we'll provide you with a copy of the formal report once we receive it. So that's good news, positive news.
September 5th, I'll be involved in the police chief interviews next week, and also a community gathering for all the candidates. So the city has asked me to be part of the police chief interviews. Let's see, we've been doing negotiations, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in executive session, but that's taken up most of my time. Last but not least, I'm still working on the 700 radio system. So as you know, we've talked about, and you voted to support last year, that we not pay the county the 300% increase. As fire chiefs, we've been talking about what to do. I've been appointed to try to lead and get everybody that's in the 700 system together, have a meeting. We're going to meet with our county council representative, Robin Denson, also with South Sound 911 to try to figure out a path forward. What do we do with the rising costs of the 700 system for those of us that can't leave it? And it's coming to a head again this year. So I'm taking the lead on the 700 system, and Leslie's going to help me pull that meeting together. And I just wanted you to know that I'm working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. That's all for
That's
chief's
it for
report.
chief?
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
Standing committee reports, as Chief mentioned, we have started negotiations with the local, and that will be ongoing. And on that, Chairman's report, I have nothing. 2022 bond update.
Good evening. As normal, we'll progress through the projects. I do believe that this will be the last report on 53 and 57. The contractor has been paid. We have received our operation and maintenance manuals. So that should close that one out. So hopefully you won't hear about that one in the near future. Station 50, last week, Monday, received notice from the insurance company that they have finalized the claim amounts. So I'm sure when finance returns next week, they'll be processing those payments and things. And then tomorrow I'll be doing the final punch walk with the contractor and the architect. Training campus. Today was a successful concrete pour of floor 2 of the training tower. Went off without a hitch. They started about 5:36 this morning, got done about 9:30. So floor 2 is on. In probably the next 2 weeks, you will see the CMU blocks go up, and you won't be able to see over the tower to the support building anymore. So it's going up. On the support building, the roofing eaves are in. I just looked out. The insulation's in, the sheeting's on. So metal roof is to follow. The south, how should I explain it? South auto extrication expansion pad down here. They've been working on that. That should pour very soon. We had a few issues and found some things from 30 years ago that we probably put in and forgot about for future expansion. Caused a few issues, but we were able to overcome those and take care of it. The other thing in the support building, the drywall is up and finished on floor 1. They have moved on to floor 2. Elevator work continues, and then they are working on the concrete pours for the miscellaneous mechanical pads and mechanical equipment that are going to go behind the building. Station 51, it did go out to bid today, advertised in the TNT and the Daily Journal of Commerce. Had a meeting, an online meeting with the city last week. to talk about some of the permitting issues and some of the comments. I think it was a good meeting. We sent everything that we needed to send back in on Monday. Got notice that they received it. Sent an email in questioning the timeline of when we would have those back. And he responded back that said his goal was to have them all back to us by Friday. And as I had spoke at the last meeting, our civil engineer and our electrical engineer had been working with the development director engineer to make sure that all those comments were addressed. So I fully expect the permit by Friday. If not, the next city council meeting is September 8th. Are there any questions?
I was a little disappointed on the report this week that you send out. I always look at how many injury-free days they've had, and there wasn't one this last one.
Right.
Last one, I think, was like 206 days. In other words, you haven't had an injury. I didn't see one this time.
Right.
They left it out.
Still no injuries. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So
Imagine the little thing you just look at when you see it, but I always found that interesting, just see how good they're doing. And you can see that kind of, those many days of no injuries on a construction site.
Yeah,
That's
with-
darn good.
and there's a lot of people down there right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people working.
Very
All
good.
the trades are there. The roofers, up high, the concrete pour and the steel guys up working where they are. So it's knock on wood. It's they're doing a great job.
Yeah, good. All right. Thank you. Old business. Commissioner vacancy process, as all of you, I think, received in our agenda for this week, for this meeting, that there were, the county received seven candidates for the position that has been vacated by Alex. And so part of our executive session tonight will be discussed for our next further steps are with regards to those 7 candidates.
Yeah, Commissioner, so our board policies say the board may elect not to interview all of the applicants if the number exceeds 6. The decision to which applicants interview will be based on the information contained in the application form. So I'll give you the full application forms in executive session. You can make that decision. My recommendation is that it's only 7, that we do all 7. But again, that's your decision, not mine. I also recommend that we hold a special session rather than doing it at the next September 9th meeting, just because of the time that it would take. Our board policy says that it will be, shall be no more than 30 minutes. But if you take 30 minutes times 7, and plus we have a long board meeting that night, that we would be going very late. So I have put together, and we have contacted all the candidates, a proposed schedule for the 17th, starting at 2:00 here. The board policy also says that I will randomly pick them. There was a couple conflicts on time, so we will, one has requested to go last and one had requested to go first. So we'll randomly select the other 5, but I'll put together that draft schedule that we'll show you. So you don't need to do any action right now, but number 1, I recommend we do a special meeting on the 17th. I've contacted all of you and all the candidates. We're all available at 2:00, and we do it then. The policy also says that we'll have up to 10 questions. I have draft questions for you that I'll give to you in executive session. The policy says that you may give me more or less, and so I'll just give you those started when we took it from the last time too. Yeah. I think we're on track now. So we'll go into executive session, look at the packet fuller. You can decide if you want to do all 7, if the date and the special meeting and the questions, and then we'll post that if that's your wish. So I think we're ready.
Any questions? Okay. New business. Presentation of resolution 2025-02, approving revisions to the Board of Commissioner Policy 1000 series.
Thank you, Commissioners. We had these on the agenda last time and Commissioner Sudich did point out a conflict that we had on another board policy. So what I've done is took that board policy, incorporated it into this one. And if you pass this one, it'll sunset that one. So it's exactly the same as it was before, except we incorporated the other policy just as it is written. So it's the exact same words. And it's here for your approval or any questions that you have for me.
I read the resolution 2019-05, and it's not incorporated into the policy part that says a motion, pardon me, motions need not be seconded. And the reason I'd like to see that amended is there's probably about three reasons. One, I think it's good for transparency. If there's a motion and it's not seconded, most places it just dies. More than one time since I've been a commissioner, motions have died when it came to personnel issues. And the last one never said, when I leave this district, that's going to be one of my regrets that that one died because of a lack of seconds. I didn't feel it was just or right, but that's the way it was.
But Commissioner,
Yeah.
and I don't mean to interrupt you, but it is incorporated word for word. 1000.7, Robert's Rules of Orders.
It's on page
It's-
40.
It's
of
on
the
page
PDF.
40.
Of the-
I took the exact language from that and incorporated in it. So sorry, Commissioner, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to let you know that it was. Here it is right here.
Oh, okay, the copy I have.
Yeah, the packet that got sent out with the board, this is the board packet over today, so it has that one.
And I guess what I'll say is, never mind.
Sorry, I didn't want you to keep going, but I also didn't want to interrupt you.
No, everything I had. Never mind. We're all good.
What was the SNL character? Rosanna Dana?
So we're gonna take these one at a time. Are we going to, as far as do the approving of the revisions under A and then dissolve resolution 2019-5 or?
I think what's appropriate is to first approve the new policy slate, and then after that, take a separate vote to dissolve the prior resolution, because the resolution is encompassed in the new slate of policies that we will then, I assume,
Okay.
have approved.
That works.
So I would make a motion that we approve the resolution 2025-02, which approves resolutions to the Board of Commissioner policies, which is the 1000 series of policies.
I'll second that.
Even though you don't need.
Yeah.
Guess we could start
Yeah.
there.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please. Any questions, discussion? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes.
And because it is now encompassed in policy number 1000.7,
9.
7.
Should
Is
be
it?
a 9, isn't it?
it's the new one's 1000.7. It's page 40 of the agenda that was emailed
Okay,
this
never
afternoon.
mind.
Yeah, because it's now encompassed in policy number 1000.7, which is verbatim resolution 2019-05. I would make a motion that we dissolve resolution 2019-05.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes.
And one comment, if you could move your microphones a little bit closer when you're speaking, it's hard for the people online to hear. Thank you.
Okay. Station 51 closure. Chief Langlow.
All right, good evening again. I'm gonna share my screen here, and while I'm doing that, let's see. Give it a second to catch up here. Okay, so in preparation for Station 51 closing, which Chief Johnson said went out to bid today, which is awesome news. We have been preparing for the last several months on what will be our response model and plan when we do close the building temporarily. So I've been working with the battalion chiefs and command staff and our operations staff on identifying what would be the best model moving forward for the temporary closure of the building, recognizing that we believe it is probably going to be somewhere between 14 and 18 months of a closure. So it could be plus or minus a little bit depending on lots of factors, as we all know. Those including logistics need to move out of the building, and then again, logistics need to move us back in the building before we can get it operational. So in preparation for that building being turned over to a contractor sometime in the middle of October, I've been working with Chief Johnson, Logistics, and IT to identify when they need to get in the building to be able to turn it over to them and just be free and clear and unobstructed to the contractor. And so we're shooting for the week of September 8th is when we're going to start to move out of the building, which is a week from Monday. And logistics believes that it's going to take about a month for them, 4 weeks, to be able to clear out of the building that we've inhabited since, what year are we going with? 1979. So as you can imagine, we've all moved out of our homes before, and you accumulate a lot of things over a lot of years. So we'll be moving out the week of September 8th. It's going to take a couple days to move our operational resources. We can't move them all in one day, so we're going to move them over the span of 3 or 4 days. The expectation is that we'll be fully moved out of the building and into the new locations, which I'll present to you tonight by Friday the 12th. So I prepared a brief PowerPoint here. Really, it's just talking points. If you have any questions along the way, please let me know and we can dig in deeper. So a little bit on kind of the what we're doing, just as a recap, where we're going to head to with our deployment. The Engine 51 crews are going to relocate to Station 53, and they'll operate as Engine 53. Medic 51 crews will report to Station 52, and they'll operate as Medic 52. Battalion 51 is going to relocate to Station 56 and will remain Battalion 51 in the CAD. Engine 56 crews, we're going to relocate them to Station 57 and operate as Engine 57. And then our plus staffing. So right now our plus staffing goes to Station 53. That's why we open it on a part-time basis. Our plus staffing, that model, largely staying the same, will move to 56. So when we're a plus staffing above minimum, we'll get Engine 56 and or Medic or Aid 56 in service with Battalion 51 up there when we're above minimum. So just as a reminder, if we're 2 above minimum, that will trigger Medic and Aid 56, depending on the specialty that's available. If we have the right amount of paramedics available, the priority will be to have Medic 56. And then if we don't have enough medics available on duty, then we'll have the aid car, our BLS car in service. When we're +3 staffing, Engine 56 will go back in service at that location. And again, Battalion 51 will be in service in that building 24/7, 365. That's where they're going to operate out of as their primary response location. And the discussion that we've been having at the battalion chief level, same discussion we have when they're at Station 51, is even though that they won't be on every response plan for that location, if they feel like they can make a difference, they're going to respond and go make a difference. So they have the latitude to do that now, and they'll continue that at 56. Because we're closing Station 51, there's quite a few apparatus bays at 51, and so we have to relocate some other support apparatus. So Tender 59 will go to Station 53 and operate as Tender 53. Battalion 519 will go to Station 59 and operate as Battalion 519. So on days where we have a second battalion chief on duty, we'll have a battalion chief in the north end of the district and then one in the south end of the district. Brush 53, which is our Type 6 F450, will relocate to Station 52. Currently, it's at 53 on Fox Island right now. And then Brush 52, which is our F350 that has a slide in and out pump setup, is going to go to the shop. Probably still brokering that a little bit with DC Peterson on available shop space, but we'll work through it. And then Air 51 location to be determined. So we're just going to have to do a little bit of an assessment of what's available in garage space when we get moved out of 51 and where things need to go. And we'll make sure everything that we can get inside gets inside. So we just kind of got to work through that a little bit. And Air 51, just as a side note, is the unit that we're using really until Station 50, until the support building gets open and the training ground. That's where we fill air bottles is out of our air truck. So we definitely want to keep that in a spot where it's relatively centrally located so that crews can get to it and be able to fill air bottles. This is just another kind of slide that rolls up kind of what our apparatus assignments will be during this closure. So I won't rehash all of it other than to say that Station 51 will obviously be closed. And then 54 and 55, which I didn't mention in the previous slide, are assigned to logistics and the prevention division right now. So just a little bit of a roll up on where all of our apparatus are going to live during the closure period. A little bit on the why. So why Medic 52? Why did we decide to move it to Station 52? A couple highlights here. Station 52's response area does have the highest percentage of calls by any station area. And so and this is data from 2024. So 29% of our call volume happens in Station 52's area. So we felt like it was important to make sure that we had an engine and a transport unit in the area that's got the highest amount of call volume. 80% of those calls that were run in Station 52's area were responded to in an emergent fashion. So our officers determined that on dispatch and on secondary information that 80% of those calls out of that station area were a priority response from start to finish. So speaks to kind of the acuity of the call. And again, so not only is it the highest call volume by area, but also it's a pretty high percentage of emergent responses. And then just to further highlight that, 34% of all of our emergent responses in District 5 were in Station 52's area, which is the highest, again, by area. So just speaks a little bit to why we picked that medic unit location at 52. And then lastly, access to provide secondary support for other units in station areas, access to the freeway, and then being in the relative central part of the fire district and on that Highway 16 core. Why Engine 53? We've talked about this a little bit before, but it is the longest response times by station area. 75% of our emergent responses to Station 53 were 9 minutes or longer was our response time to that area. And that's for a rolling year of 8/1/24 through 8/1/25. And 65% of Station 53's calls were emergent in response, same time period. So primary goal is to get emergency BLS or ALS first response out to an area that we struggle to cover. Give my screen a chance to catch up. So Engine 57, this is something that we probably haven't talked about a ton with the board. So I wanted to cover this a little bit, but we are going to move Engine 56 from 144th Street down to Crescent Valley. And a couple reasons why we're choosing to do that is overall coverage of the downtown core. So with the when we pull Engine 51 out of the core center of the district, we wanted to bring an engine back into the core and kind of suck it back into that response area as much as we could. And so I did some drive time modeling through some open source software, and we did some drive time modeling for all of our stations, and it'll map kind of how far you can get based on our road network with our speed limits. It doesn't take into account emergency response, but as I think all of us in the room recognize that some of our roads, emergent response or not, the speed limit is as fast as you're going to safely go anyway. And so we did some drive time modeling, and that this model by pulling engine 56 down into 57's area. And again, when we have plus staffing, we will absolutely get station 56 back open with an engine or a transport unit. But that will provide overall coverage to our downtown core in a more expeditious manner. Did a little bit of modeling too on call volume for 56 and 57. So again, we're using the same rolling year of August 1st, 2024 to 25. Station 57's response area had 629 dispatches. Those are all calls, not necessarily emergent, but all calls. And then 646 responses in Station 56's area. So pretty close to the response to the same response in the same area. So we felt pretty confident about the direction we're heading. Might have been a different discussion, or we would have looked at it a little bit different if there would have been a large disparity between response volumes. And that 604 or 29 and 57's area, that doesn't include the areas of that are currently covered by engine 51 that will be much better served and quickest from station 57. So you're going to get 629 plus that area of 59, or excuse me, of 51 that they're going to cover quicker. And they're also going to cover a portion of station 58 quicker too. You can think of like the Anthony's restaurant area. That's a station 58 response district that will move to station 57 and be covered in a much more expeditious manner, which also keeps engine 58 subsequently available in the area that they're primarily used in. And again, access to provide secondary support to other units, just being closer to the core of the fire district instead of in the north end. And then the last thing I did was a little bit of work through our Entera application. And we believe that making this move from 56 to 57 will positively impact approximately 1,000 address points. And what I'm trying to describe there is that there are tax parcels in 56's area, which it will take us longer to get to when the engine is not there. That without question. We believe that to be about 900 addresses. Now in 57's area, approximately 1,900 addresses will be serviced faster today than faster on September 10th, for argument's sake, than they are today. And so the delta between the 1,900 and the 900 is how I came up with approximately 1,000 will be the net result in a benefit. So high level, but happy to answer any questions I can provide for you. A little bit of the why.
Do we have like a general sort of geographical delineation where when 51 goes out of service, 57 is going to cover this half of 51's area, 52 is it? I mean, I'm thinking like Grandview or Hunt or something. Do we know generally where that line's going to be?
We do. I know generally off the top of my head. We know specifically where it's going to be if I had the map in front of me. So 51 is broken into 4 emergency service zones, so response districts within the station. And 57 is going to become the primary responder for one of those because they're going to be the closest, and that is that downtown core up to approximately Soundview and Grandview. That's kind of that general area. And then engine 52 is going to pick up one of the response districts, and that's going to pick up at the other side of Soundview and Grandview, and then cover the area that is Reed Road and Hilltop area, like kind of that area where, just that general area. And then 59, engine 59, station 59 will be the primary responder for the area that's east of Highway 16, kind of in the, think of like Willachet and Wagner Way, Mallard's Landing area. Sorry, west of Highway 16. And then engine 59 is also going to be will be the primary. We have a special response zone on the freeway based on direction of travel, and engine 59 will pick up that response zone. So it'll be shared around.
Okay. Makes sense.
Anyone else? Nick,
Thanks,
thanks
Nick.
for all the work. It's a lot of work on putting all that together and getting the logistics and pointing out. And so thanks for all that you and your team did. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Open public comment. If you have anything to bring forward to this board, you'll have 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record and have anything to say. I don't know if this is I'll wait till I go to the order. Okay. Nothing online?
Nope.
No, okay. Go to the order. Yeah, it's my privilege to introduce Mitch Sagers, retired chief officer from West Pierce. I think some of you may or may not know him. He's also one of our candidates, and he was nice enough to come today. So thank you, Mitch. Okay. Anything else on the good order? Special interest upcoming events. I think there is anything, is there? Not till October anyway. Okay, this board will be going into executive session pursuant to RCW 42.30.110(1)H to evaluate the qualifications of a candidate for appointment to elective office, and RCW 42.30.144B to discuss collective bargaining negotiations. The executive session will last,
Let's start with 15. What do you think? Let's be hopeful.
start with what?
15 minutes. What do you think? Are you laughing?
Let's,
I appreciate your optimism.
Okay, I'll let you pick.
hey, Travis. So we'll start with 20 minutes?
Whatever.
Okay, we'll go, we'll start with 20 minutes.
I'm an
The meeting
optimist.
could be called back to order at
5:56?
6:56?
No.
It's five, what is it, 5:35?
We could just do 6, Kevin. We could.
5:55.
Okay. 19
Back
minutes.
in order at 5:55. No action or vote will be taken. Just for your information, it's your discretion to stay in the boardroom for the executive session. You'll need to let everyone else know. Okay, were you excused? So we're gonna go next door, okay? Thank you. Yep. You having technical difficulties? You having technical difficulties? Oh, shit. Hey, this
Can you hear us, Melissa? We're back. Oh,
1 minute.
1
I
minute.
can hear you.
Thanks. Now it's time. Yep.
The Board of Commissioners is now reconvened. Is there any other business to come before this board? Hearing none, we are adjourned.